Tali Campbell.
I'm Taylor Bacon.
And you're watching the Tali Campbell Report here on NameDropper.tv.
I'd like to advise you if you have little children around you that we will be talking about 2012, the end of the world maybe. So you might want to get them to go away for a few minutes.
And we will be reading off scripts today just so we get our information and facts correct. Now, as many may know, there's a couple of options and possibilities how the world may end or transition in 2012, and here are just a few of them. The Mayans calendar ends. The first invasion December 21st, 2012, as the end of the planet, with the Mayans a bloodthirsty race. Thousands of years ago, they managed to calculate the length of the linear month as 329.53020 days, only 34 seconds off. The Mayan calendar envisions that the Earth will end December 21st, 2012. Given that they were pretty near to the mark of the linear cycle, it's likely they've got the end of the planet right as well.
Solar flares peak. Solar pros from across the world monitoring the sun have made a startling discovery. Our sun is in a bit of a struggle. The energy output of the sun is, like most things in nature, cyclic, and it's supposed to be in the middle of a period of relative stability. However, fresh solar typhoons have been bombarding the Earth with so much radiation energy. It's been knocking out power grids and destroying satellites. This activity is expected to get worse. The calculations suggest it'll reach its deadly peak sometime around December 21st, 2012.
Another possibility is supervolcano threats. Yellowstone Park in the United States is known for its thermal springs and ultra-ring geyser. The reason for this is easy. It's sitting on the top of the world's biggest volcano, and geological experts are beginning to get frightened sweats. The Yellowstone volcano is a pattern of erupting every 650,000 years or so, and we're so many years overdue for an explosion, which may fill the atmosphere with ash, blocking the sun and plunging the Earth into a chilly winter that could last up to 15,000 years. The pressure in the Yellowstone is building steadily, and geologists have set 2012 as likely date for the massive bang. So not only is it not set for exactly December 21st, 2012, but more of the year 2012.
We all know the Earth is encircled by a magnetic field that shields us from almost all of the sun's radiation. What you might not know is that the magnetic poles we call north and south have a nasty habit of swapping places each 750,000 years or so. And at this time, we're about 30,000 years overdue. Scientists have spotted the poles are drifting apart approximately 20 to 30 kilometers each year, much quicker than ever, which points toward a pole shift being right around the corner. While the pole shift is underway, the magnetic field is disrupted and will at last vanish, sometimes for up to 100 years. It's a pretty long time. The result is enough UV out of doors to crisp your skin in seconds, murdering everything it touches.
And last but not least, World War III. Possibly the one's going to happen because people are going to be so worried about what's going to happen. There's so many possibilities that this is the one that's going to probably happen with people so worried and just so anxious, and with their last day, what are they going to do? So they're going to start a huge fight, so just be aware of that. So now that we've scared you to death, we're going to give you some possibilities and ways to maybe survive some stuff.
The first one we have is go to where disaster is, and this is an important one. Like if there's an earthquake going on, we learned in kindergarten at grade 1 to hide and go under desks. And if there's a fire happening, to get out of the house and all that stuff.
Yeah, so we aren't going to just watch a volcano erupt right on our front doorstep. We're going to get out of there pretty quick. Now, the next one is water. Many may look at me and laugh at me and say, water's around me every single day, but we take it for granted, and in a serious action or event like this, we're going to need it for a resource. Water is a good thing to have around, plenty of it. Make sure you have a method of distilling it and keeping a water supply just in case you need to, and you will. Boiling the water or collecting the steam is the way to go, from what I hear. Figure out how to do this, as well as filling up your bathtub with water just in case.
Learn how to cook cockroaches. They're going to make it, they always do. You want to learn how to catch, serve, and harvest those nasty little critters. I also suggest learning how to hunt and fish, so the mutant fish and game of the world, such as they will be, as well as get many books. You may find yourself holed up for a long time. It's going to get boring up there. Keep your eye on free cycle folks dumping paperbacks. Collect them and make sure you've got plenty of room in your cabin for reading material storage. I'm serious. If you're the last person on planet and everything else is destroyed, you'll have nothing but time on your hands. Those books will remind you of the world you once knew, and maybe provide a little hope. You'll need that hope to get through every day.
Exactly, because there's going to be no gizmos or gadgets, laptops, computers, none of that if the world does happen to end or transition. But the mainly and most important one, I think, is stay calm. We advise you not to go crazy or rampaging, because that will start a war, which more people will die painfully. There will be people who are seriously scared, and just stay away from them. And stay in cover and away from strangers. Be with your loved ones at such a time.
I have something to add to that, Tali. Also, if you are like very anxious and not calm, you could also get other people like uncalm and scared, so they would react as well.
So exactly, so not only will 2012 be a very interesting year, it's definitely going to be one to remember.
Yeah. As many of us know, the Canadian junior men hockey team played for the gold this past week, and Tali discusses their loss as well as Russia's celebration on Tali's weekly rant.
It's perfect crisp weather here in Nanaimo, which means it's hockey season. And it definitely was for the World Juniors in Buffalo when Team Canada Juniors are taking on the Russian Juniors. And the Russians woke up at 3:30 in the morning their time to watch the anticipated game, but by the end of the second period they fell asleep because it was 3-0 Canada. But when they woke up, something magical happened. Russians beat Canada 5-3. Yes, 5 unanswered goals in the third period. That's insane. Anyways, but the problem is, who do you blame? Do you blame the goalie for not saving those 5 unanswered goals? Do you blame the defense for not helping the goalie out? Do you blame the forwards for not capitalizing on opportunities in the third? Or do you blame the management for not calming their guys down in time? And you hear the saying, you fight till the last minute. That literally was fighting last minute. The Russians fought with their heart, soul, and pride. But speaking of heart, soul, and pride, it's alright if you have a few drinks after the game and all, but it looks like the Russian players took it a wee bit too far because they're kicked off the morning flight they're supposed to get out to, the Delta. Spokesman Douglas Hertman said 32 personnel of the Russians were drunk and they thought for safety that they would not have them on the flight. So it's both situations. Sad loss for Canada, great win for Russians, but yet then they kind of turn it around with their whole drinking and everything, and they're all underage, so who to blame, who knows. But congratulations to Team Russia for that. Unfortunately, your little mishap afterwards kind of spoiled it a little bit, and hopefully we can get a better core group for Team Canada next time. That was Tali's weekly rant. Do you have nothing planned this week? Well, Taylor has the upcoming events in the city of Nanaimo. Okay, go.
These are the upcoming events for the city of Nanaimo from January 17th to January 22nd. An evening for dolphins on January 17th. The door opens at 6:30 and our show is at 7. Tickets are $10 each at Tourism Nanaimo and Boston Pizza. It's happening at Vancouver Island University, Building 356, Room 109. Freehold poker happening on January 18th from 6 to 11:30 p.m. Location is at Boston Pizza. Bunch of people getting together to enjoy themselves. Live music at Acme Foods on January 21st at 7 to 10 p.m. featuring Melissa Hall. And our Nanaimo Clippers are in action on January 22nd, taking on the Victoria Grizzlies at Frank Crane Arena with a start time of 7:11. On next week's show, we talk to Tanya Brzezowicz about her disability, as well as Tali and I debated out, and so much more.
As well as you can catch me on Facebook or Twitter, facebook.com/CampbellTally, or on Twitter @CampbellTally. This is a NameJobber.tv Productions. I'm Tali Campbell.
I'm Taylor Bacon.
And you're watching the Tali Campbell Report.